And away we go.
Right, so what's in the news today?
We're about to find out. So firstly, and this is not a news, this is something I just thought about from what we discussed in the past few days or weeks. As of this recording, a couple days, in a couple days, TikTok is going to go dark in the United States again.
Again?
Again.
Why?
Well, when Trump first came into the White House, again, he signed an executive order extending the deadline
Tonight?
by a couple more days. Like I think it was around 75 days extension, and
I
that
thought it
means
was.
the deadline is April 5th
Oh, I,
from
I thought. I
January
thought it
something.
was. I thought it was 9 days. Sorry, 90 days.
People thought it was 90 days, but other sources say it was 75. But now we're close approaching what seems to be the deadline after the 75-day extension. We now know it's a 75-day extension, not 90 days.
So TikTok is gonna go dark once more, huh? Man.
Maybe, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
If, yes, it's a maybe because, well, actually, no, this is it. I think that's it for TikTok in the US
Well, Trump will find a way.
somehow, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he's gonna keep extending it. You know, Trump.
Yep, he's keep on
I
stalling.
I do not necessarily believe that he's going to let TikTok go that easily. He's still gonna try to negotiate, but until certain negotiations come to pass, Trump will extend those days. I do not trust that TikTok is going to be off the grid from the USA completely. There are people who still have it on their phones. I mean, if that even helps. But I don't trust and believe that TikTok is going to completely go dark. And if it does, many people are going to be whining, complaining, freaking out, which is kind of a sad society we live in, like, considering the fact that it's just a social media app, and praying. Not to God, no, but to Trump. That he brings TikTok back. And Trump is probably going to let it get up so that he can be the hero once again. I'm okay, I'm kind of stretching it there. But still, I mean, I know the point is I know he's gonna bring it back again and extend it for another couple of months. And yeah. So I'm really not. I don't care. I don't use the app, but other people do, and other people care. So yeah, no, Trump, I do. I don't believe Trump is going to let it go like that. And if he does let it go like that, you better start prepping up another social media platform other than Red Note.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yep. I'm thinking the same thing. Trump is going to keep extending it until a deal is reached, even though TikTok themselves have said that they are not giving up whatever ownership or control of TikTok to any American businesses or millionaires/billionaires. They made it very clear from the moment the verdict was final on TikTok's fate in the United States. They stand on keeping operating the way they currently operating, no matter
Yeah,
what.
I mean, it's like either let them continue to operate within the USA without like a deal being reached, or just let them go. Because it's like, it's just clear that they don't want to sell to anybody, let alone us. And if they do sell to anybody, well, surprising as that may be, eh, it's not to us. But yeah, it's like, look, they're not gonna sell their property unless you do something. You'd have to go above and beyond for them to probably like make a deal, but they're standing on business so far and saying, look, we're not gonna sell it to you guys. They don't like, and it's probably because they don't want them to have their data and all that stuff. But yeah, no, TikTok has made it very clear. So, it's like either sell it, either like let them be, or let them go. Those are your only two options. I mean, the third option is the hardest, which is buy it, but they're not going to let you buy it.
No, they're going to stand on how they currently operate by right now.
Yeah, I mean, just or you can just try prepping up another app. I mean, make it TikTok light, but you know, only few people will probably migrate to it and would still some people would probably still illegally use TikTok or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. But no, Trump is going to extend it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Shoot. I'll probably even look it up to see if he does extend it after people are done freaking out about it. I bet to make matters much more extreme, it's gonna the ban is gonna last for what, a day? Okay.
Certainly a better record than last time.
Because it only lasted 13 hours last time.
It did, yes.
Yeah. I mean, a week would probably be more impactful, but 13.
And just at that moment, every major TikToker confessed that everything they did was just all for clicks, all for views, all for clout. It's all for entertainment. Not
They're all
surprising, but
wait. They're freaking the way they freaked out.
yes, when they thought TikTok was going to be banned, many of the big TikTokers they kind of used the sound from Family Guy. You know, I never liked The Godfather. That sound from Family Guy, and a lot of the big TikTokers using that sound have said something along the lines of, "What I just did in these videos, it's not real. It's all just for entertainment."
Oh, please. Some of them, I'll be honest, I can admit and say some of them probably did it for entertainment, but there are also other large amount that did it because they thought it was a real thing.
But either way, the damage is done.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, TikTok is their livelihood. I mean, that's why you should be versatile on different social platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You can't just let TikTok be your only bread and butter. Especially if you're like a social media personality or like an influencer of some sort.
Exactly.
Like you need to branch out and do other things. So even if you get banned on TikTok, you're like, ah, dang. Well, too bad. I guess I'll focus on YouTube or focus on Instagram or focus on Twitter or even Snapchat. Snapchat, fun. Look, or
Of all
focus on.
apps, you could have gone to Snapchat.
What'd you say?
Out of all platforms, you could have gone to Snapchat.
Yeah, even Snapchat. I don't even use Snapchat, but it's still it's a video form app, and you can make videos and you can make long form videos even. So look, go to Snapchat. Literally go to anywhere. Shoot, try Clapper or something. It's not as popular. It's not as popular as TikTok, but go to Clapper or something, or just go to Likey or anything. Literally try anything else. And if you have a powerful fan base, they will follow you.
They sure will.
They will gradually follow you to other platforms if you have the reach for it, of course. Shoot, there's Rumble. There's all of that stuff. I mean, but it just branch out. Don't just stay in one place. I know it's easy to stay in one place. It's easy to stay in one place, but don't just stay in one place.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, just branch out, do what you gotta do, and then you'll be set.
To infinity and beyond.
Or, I don't know, if you don't want to keep spending your life on social media, I don't know, open a business of some sort, a trucker's business. Like something that's long term that can make you money even if you're not using social media.
Exactly.
Do something. Don't just rely on social media, then spend the money, then once your social media career is over, just I don't know, just do things that get views just because they get views. There are so many things these people can do. Some of them actually do it. Some of them invest. Some of them do long term investing, and some of them actually invest their money smartly so they don't have to work a day in their life again. Other people spend the money and are broke within the first year. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
Very true, yes.
Yeah, but what can you really do? There's a lot you can do actually, but yeah. And one of those options, any of those options that I've said you can do.
Indeed.
So I mean, you just gotta choose. You just gotta be smart with your money.
Exactly.
And you just got to be smart with how you do things. If you want to do the social media thing for the long run, but obviously, if you're a guy like me, you probably wouldn't want to do it for the long run. Let me not use myself as an example. If you're a guy like okay, let's say Leafy is here. He invested his money. Oh no, Rice Gum. if you're a guy like Rice Gum and you just stop doing social media entirely, invest that money, do something with that money so that you won't have to work a day in your life again, and
So true.
you just ride off into the sunset, have your family, and yeah, just go on with your life and come. And it's also so you can come back anytime you want, and you're
Yes.
not bound to the social media chains. I don't know, but yeah, that's an option.
Yes.
But is there anything else in the news?
Timothy Omotoso, Nigerian pastor, acquitted after 8 years in South African jail.
Oh wow, what did he get? What did he get put in South African jail for?
Judge Irma Showman stated, "The accused are found not guilty and are discharged of all of the charges. Prosecutors mishandled the case, failing to sufficiently cross-examine the accused, leading to the acquittal and raising questions about justice."
I mean, did he do something, or was he accused of doing something terrible?
Yes, he was found guilty. Let's see. Uh, Amatoso, leader of Jesus Dominion International Church, faced 32 charges, including rape and human trafficking.
That's awful.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
devastating.
that is terrible. And they found nothing on him.
Nope, they
Oh,
just they just dismissed it because they failed to cross-examine sufficiently.
okay. Well, I mean, if he's innocent, then that's good. But if he's not, then that's terrible. But like
Yes,
I'm gonna assume based off of him getting off scot free or scot clean that he's innocent. And I'm just I'm glad that he's out. But if he's not innocent, then like obviously you got to do the thing again. But obviously, yeah, it's like yeah, I don't really know what to think. It's like either whether he's either innocent or he's not. And if he is innocent, I'm glad that he got the justice that he deserved. And yeah, so I'm just going to assume he's innocent. But if he's not, then obviously just throw him back in jail. But since they technically couldn't find anything, then yeah, it's like I'm glad that he's at least free.
yeah.
Yeah, wow, that is. I wonder who accused him.
Good question.
Wow, yeah, that is terrible. But is there anything else in the news?
Forecasters warn of deadly floods and strong tornadoes in parts of the Midwest and South.
Yeah, that sounds brutal.
It does,
Four,
yes.
you said four tornadoes.
Floods and strong tornadoes.
Oh, floods and strong tornadoes. Okay, yeah, that is a terrible that is that is the worst combination ever. Floods
Yes,
and
so
tornadoes.
deadly.
Yeah, extremely deadly. I mean, yeah. I'll be honest. I wouldn't really know how a flood or a tornado. Uh, well, actually, no, I wouldn't because I don't know. I've never lived in a place where floods and tornadoes happened. I've seen places where floods happen and how some of them go up to the windows of the house, but that's about it. I mean, I guess the closest we ever got to like a flood was in New York specifically was when it rains extremely hard and the water is just so sometimes the water there's just so much water coming from the sky it's just it kind of just flows in the streets or in the on the sidewalks but that's about it nothing really nothing too crazy
Indeed.
but yeah I hope the people like going through that is okay or I mean are okay not is okay are okay I hope all of them are okay
Me too.
yeah but what else in the news
Berlin New Year's Eve rocket shot at apartment. Trial against influencer started.
Wait, hold on. A trial on an influencer was started because a New Year's Eve rocket was shot in someone's window.
Yes, after the launch of a New Year's Eve rocket on a Berlin apartment, the trial against the 23-year-old suspect has begun.
I'll be honest. I didn't think that could warrant a trial, but I don't know what to think. I didn't think that would warrant a trial. I mean, rather, I mean, but whatever it is, may justice prevail. I mean, as long as no one got hurt. Well, people could have gotten hurt from that New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
So
it's a firework. Of course, someone could have gotten hurt.
I mean, if it was an accident, I would understand. But if it was on purpose, he just aimed it at the window and he shot it in the window. Then it's like that's a whole nother story. But I don't really know if it was an accident or not. 9 out of 10 times it is. However, I think that there should be charges pressed, but I don't think it warrants a whole trial about it. But it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Yeah. But hey, may justice prevail again. However, what is in the news?
Thousands of Hungarians protest against Pride ban law.
Wait, what'd you say? Thousands of what?
Hungarians.
Wow, they must really be passionate about their pride, huh?
Yeah. Thousands gathered in central Budapest to protest against a law banning the upcoming Pride March, waving flags and holding signs that read, "Enough of the lies" and down with Orban. We want democracy."
It would be kind of funny if that was banned in New York, but hey, maybe I should move there. Nah, but in all seriousness though, their march is not going to do anything. I mean, like they decided. I mean, they decided what they decided. They're banning it for a reason. They don't want to see people marching around naked in front of children. So, I get it. I mean, plus, I'm not gonna lie. During these pride parades, people let their fetishes be well known. Unfortunately, some people are into dog play. Some people are just, are just wearing sex outfits. What's prideful about that is you're just embarrassing yourself. I mean, you could make the case, for the sake of conversation, that back in the old days, people used to dress modestly. Eh. But and I say because just But nowadays people want to show off their goods and get naked for some odd reason. It's just terrible. But yeah, I mean, like 1,000 people showing that they love Pride Month. Shoot, I'm seeing ads for Pride Month in New York as I get on the train, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I think it goes from May until June, right?
Pride Month goes from June till July.
I don't know what. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Pride Month is June.
Either I need to get my eyes checked, or I was reading that sign wrong, or huh? Or New York just has a specific time they start Pride Month. If I see the sign again, I'll make sure to specific. I thought it said May until June.
No,
Or June.
the last few years, Pride Month has always been around June.
Well, I'll be honest. What does it matter to me? I mean, I'll be honest. I'll probably in a couple of days, I'll probably forget. Unless I'm reminded again by the virtual ads on the train. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll probably forget when Pride Month is, and maybe it'll just pass by, unless I see people wearing rainbow colors, and I'm like, huh, is it Pride Month? Yeah, I'll probably end up forgetting anyways, because it's like I try not to remember stuff or keep stuff like that in my mind, because I don't know, it's like I think about other stuff all the time. But hey, Pride Month, man, I had this meme too that I got that I took a screenshot of last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember when I did it, but I wanted to post it. But I'm not on Instagram right now. Too bad. I'll wait until next year. Yeah, I'll wait till next year. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, anyways. But anyways, yeah. As for their march, get over it. Just get over it. Your protesting won't do anything. Not that protesting has done anything in the past couple of centuries. Yeah, a couple of decades, century. Yeah, no, centuries. In the past couple of centuries, but yeah, your marching is not going to do anything. Your protesting is really not going to do anything. It's not going to change anybody's mind unless they're open to it. I don't know. I mean, unless you really do something about it, take it up to the man, whoever that man is in your country or state. Unless you take it up with the man, nothing will get done, or nothing will get close to getting done. It can start with protesting, though. But then you got to really do something. Actually do something. Not just scream and shout, "We want pride! We want pride!" Or whatever they're shouting. But yes, that's all I have to say about pride. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say anything.
Oh, okay. On to the next set of news.
Bodybuilder in legal trouble for viral turbine stunt at Sydney Airport.
Oh wow, man. Is there anything more in the news?
Despite facing criticism for being unsafe, obviously, the bodybuilding influencer defended his actions, stating that he had taken adequate precautions.
Huh. Viral bodybuilder.
Uh-huh.
Huh. What does he look like?
Now, what do you think he looks like?
Is he black?
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about his skin, I'm talking about his physique. Influencer bodybuilder.
No. I know he's a bodybuilder. I know what he's a bodybuilder. I was mainly talking about his face,
No,
or
oh yeah,
and like
I'm
his.
not sure about that.
Oh, okay, or like his skin color, or like so because I mean I just want to see if it was someone I've like seen before on Instagram.
Probably not.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't. I mean, I see some, but I don't see a lot. But I don't go out of my way to like look at bodybuilders. I mean, unless I was aspiring to be one, that I would not see a reason to go out of my way to look at a bodybuilder. But I mean, hey, I will say this: justice should definitely go his way if he was unsafe. If he was unsafe with other people, and yeah, like, or he should just be careful next time in what he does. And that's really all I got to say about that. I mean, like, other than just like keep people safe, keep yourself safe. And I thought you were gonna say that he was in legal trouble for like taking like illegal supplements or something.
No, it was just that he was standing within the turbines of the plane.
Oh, wow. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, I can see why people would be upset about that. I mean, like, yeah, you put like hundreds of people's lives in danger. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's like I can see why people are upset about that. Okay, got you.
yeah,
So yeah, like if legal action is taken, that's on him. I mean, like,
yep. He
yeah,
gets what he
so
gets.
yeah, he gets what he gets, and he shouldn't get upset. But yeah, what else in the news?
Women to continue having babies later in life.
Yes.
Women in England and Wales are likely to continue having babies later in life and having smaller families than previous generations, according to Office for National Statistics.
You think Risk would be happy about that?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would hope so.
So you'll be happy about people having families.
I mean, yeah, it's like families are everything. Obviously
They sure are.
they're not for everybody, but they're for most people. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm happy. I'm happy about that. At least they're like not gonna stop having children. Now like you just got to worry about like raising them up to like not listen to like degenerate music and like I'm not gonna lie. I think there's this British rapper named C China or something like that. I don't know her name. I know her name is. I know she goes by China. But anyways, yeah, it's like anyways, yeah, it's like now you just gotta worry about raising your kids right. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at there. And raising them to be respectable human beings and just general, you know, patriots of their countries and of the public. But yeah, that's good that they're having children.
Yes.
Amazing. But what else in the news?
California lawmakers reject two bills to ban trans athletes in girls' sport.
Why?
California lawmakers heard two proposals on Tuesday to ban transgender athletes from girls' and women's sports.
You know what?
Republican Assembly members Kate Sanchez and Bill Essayli authored the bills to restrict transgender athlete participation.
But they said no.
Most of them said, nah.
You see. Now this is why California keeps getting fires. This is why California keeps getting strikes with fires, with unknown fires. Because man, they do stuff like this. It's like some people literally say California or Hollywood is like literally hell on earth. This is why they're in the state that they're in right now because they're literally hell. They're literally hell on earth. Like that. This is why they're in the predicaments that they're in. That's all I gotta say about that. It's like, bro, it's not fair. It's fair to the women who work hard just to have a biological man join their sport, and beat them at their own game because they're not good enough to play with the other men. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure some of them. I'm pretty sure some of them do that for that reason as well.
yeah. There's no arguing against that.
Yeah, and some of them believe that. I'm pretty sure there are some of them that believe that they're women. They believe that they're not. Oh yeah, I think yesterday it was Trans Recognizable National.
I think it was Transgender Day of Visibility.
Who cares about their visibility? No offense, but who cares about their visibility? You know what? I don't really care. I don't really care if it sounds offensive. Who cares about their visibility? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The moment for the sport I watch, which is WWE, the moment I see a trans person on television wrestling the opposite gender, that's when I'm gonna stop watching completely because it's like, yeah, it's like, look, I get it, but it's like you're put. I get it. You want to be seen as a human being. You want to believe that you are being yourself, but you're not even being yourself. Shoot, you didn't love yourself enough to remain the gender that you were, and that's the ironic part. They have the nerve to say they're being themselves, but you didn't even have the confidence nor the security to stay the person that you were born to be. Born to be. That's the hypocrisy with them. But yeah, no. Let's get back. Let's get back to sports though. Let's get back to sports. The problem is I don't hate them. I disagree with their ideology, but I don't hate them. Or with their philosophy, but I don't hate them. I don't know. Most of them just seem very entitled, very just they what they get what they're receiving is never enough. Like we give them their own day for crying out loud, but it's never enough. It's never enough. They want more and more and more. They're never satisfied. Shoot, gay people aren't. There are some gay people who aren't even satisfied about having a month to themselves. I would argue that they don't need them. They don't deserve a month. I would argue that they don't need a month. But hey, it's whatever. It's whatever. It's like it's arguable. But yeah, because I don't know. It's like I used to say that they could use a week except Sundays. They're not doing anything on Sundays. But it's like they I would say they could use a whole week. Like if I was a president and if I had to compromise, I would give them a week. If I was the president and I had to compromise on something, they would get a full on week minus Sundays. But yeah, you know that's just me though. And also, I don't know. I feel like with a month, you won't appreciate it, but with a week, you would at least appreciate it.
Yes, you make most of what
But since
time you have in that week.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I said if I was the president and I had to compromise on something in terms of that, and if I couldn't just get rid of it entirely, I would say, okay, you get a week. Why? Because you would appreciate it more in the time you have. A month, you can just it's all right. You can just be like, all right, I have a month. I can celebrate my end of the month. Yada yada yada. But yeah, if I had to compromise and be president, that's what I would do. Give them a week. They would appreciate it. Well, they probably wouldn't appreciate it, but I'm saying in terms of this, I'm saying it would give it. I'm saying it would give the month more sentiment. It would make it more sentiment, even though there's nothing sentimental about it, about what they're doing. But to them, it would be sentimental.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, what else in the news?
Fatal accident in China involving Xiaomi EV leaving 3 dead.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. I mean, how many were there? Like just three?
So, a fatal crash involving a Xiaomi SU7 EV in eastern China left 3 people dead, triggering an investigation and a decline in the automaker's stock.
Well, the only way I can respond to this is that may the Lord be with each and one of their families, and obviously it's unfortunate that 3 people died. I mean, even if it wasn't very much, 3 people's lives were still lost in that accident, and I just hope that their families are doing okay, and I hope whatever funeral arrangements they have. May they have a very peaceful funeral, because that is unfortunate to lose anybody in an accident, and to yeah, that's just in a very unfortunate situation to be in. And my condolences are to their families and friends and anyone else who knew them.
I agree.
Yes. So yeah, and I hope that their investigation is successful and they find out what it was the cause of.
Exactly.
Yes. So what else is there?
Mexico's security chief quietly forms an elite force to take on the drug cartels.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Oh yes.
I mean, are we really gonna take down the drug cartels finally?
Hopefully.
After decades of the drug cartel being a thing? Yeah, I hope so too. Next, we should form a secret service to take down human trafficking.
Exactly.
Yep, but let's start with the drug cartel.
Yes,
Obviously,
one at a time.
one at a time, one at a time. That's great to hear. That is great to hear, and I hope that they are successful in taking down all of these drug cartels. They have a lot of work ahead of them. They have a lot to do. They have a lot to accomplish, both grit, determination, hustle, loyalty, and respect. Those are literally three of John Cena's lines. With hustle, loyalty, and respect, they will get the job done. And yeah, no, I mean those actually do apply to them. With grit and determination, especially, they will take down those drug cartels. But yeah, uh, I hope that they are successful. And but yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Turkey denounces opposition calls for a day of no shopping.
Huh? Day of no shopping.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know Turkey had that. They denounced that. They denounced that operation from happening in Turkey.
Apparently. Turkish prosecutors have launched an investigation into individuals promoting economic boycotts on social and traditional media following the arrest of Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu.
Is that a kind of name? Is that a
Ekrem İmamoğlu?
Yeah. Is that like a? I don't want to. I really don't want to assume that person's that or race. But is that a Indian,
Not even close.
Muslim,
Well, you kind of getting there with the Muslim part. He's he's the mayor
Bu-
of Istanbul in Turkey.
Buddhist? I'm joking.
No. Okay. I see.
Yeah, I was joking about the Buddhist one. It didn't even sound Buddhist. But yeah, I give up. I don't know what kind of name that is. But hey, it's his name though. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying I'm just trying to guess what kind of name it is. It links back to. But yeah, maybe New York should have a day with no shopping.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying because we have a lot of stores. So I mean, and a lot of people love walking around instead of just sightseeing the beautiful city that is New York, or the beautiful city that once was New York. Now let me stop. There are still some beautiful things about New York. I'm not going to say New York is completely down there. New York is still a beautiful place to visit, but that's it, to visit, not to live.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to have a top end job to live in New York. You have to be extremely successful. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to a homeless dude the other day. His name was Larry. He told me that someone offered to buy him lunch, and then they came out with their lunch, and he said what happened, and they laughed at him.
Oh, that's just sick, man.
Yeah, that's
In a
that's
bad way.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's terrible. I mean, it's I was talking to him, I was like, dang, that's terrible.
Like, even where I'm from, there's a homeless problem, but not even people in my city would do the homeless that dirty like that.
Yeah, it's like, come on. He said I was the only one who she gave him something. I'm like, I saw him. I was like, he seemed like a nice guy. He's been homeless for a while now. I'm like,
Wow.
wow. Yeah, but you know, he seemed like a very nice guy though. So that's why I helped him. But yeah, it's like
That's
yeah,
nice.
he said he legitimately said someone just laughed in his face after. I'm like, I know we live in New York. I know we live in New York, but dang, you have to
Don't
laugh.
don't don't stoop to that level.
Yeah, it's like come on, man. It's like and he said and the thing is there are people who are who were wearing suits who were passing by who could have easily given him $1, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like most of these people out here do have high-end jobs. They could easily give you something if they wanted to. But New
Yeah.
York is a very selfish city, so I'm not that surprised about it. Maybe I'll see him again, but if not, then I do hope he remains okay. But yeah, but New York is a very just selfish city. Unfortunately, it is. But what are we really gonna do about it? You know, that's the city we live in, or that's the city I live in. So, yeah. What else is there?
OnlyFans founder Crypto Foundation submit late stage bid to buy TikTok.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. OnlyFans founder wants to buy TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see what he wants to do. Don't you see it, Jame? He wants to buy TikTok so that his OnlyFans creators won't get banned anymore.
Well, well, well. It all makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's like, look, because he noticed that, like, all of the women on there were getting banned because of sexual activity and for promoting their OF. So he said, you know what? I'm gonna put in a bid to buy TikTok so that my creators can have a place to promote their OFs.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a conflict of interest whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound mighty convenient at all. But nah, it's like, I mean, but in all seriousness, though, that could actually be the case. I mean,
Now,
yeah, I know.
look, yeah, like TikTok, I said it many times, no matter how hard President Donald Trump is going to try and keep TikTok in the United States, TikTok themselves are still firm that they are not giving themselves over to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok is like, a hard nut to crack. The guy there, like, must be really on it. Then he's like, I'm not giving up my property without a fight. So Trump is determined, though. He'll try and get it. He might not even ever get it. And this is probably going to be the first battle that he's lost. I mean, he's probably not used to losing a lot, but it's probably going to be the first battle that he's lost in terms of, like, negotiating. Because he is a businessman after all.
He is, yes.
Yeah, so like this is probably going to be the only business proposal that he's never going to get. But hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe
Yes,
Trump.
only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Maybe Trump will make his own TikTok alternative, like he made his own social media alternative, or someone made it for him. But still, like he made his own social media alternative. Truth Social. What's he gonna call it? Truth Talk?
Not sure.
Yeah, I know that was terrible. I know that was terrible. But it's just like it's not a serious name. But hey, who knows what Trump is gonna do though? He might make his
Exactly.
own alternative TikTok and say, and like it might be a Republican version of TikTok, but it'll be his own personal TikTok or America's TikTok. But yeah, let's see what Trump can do. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to be extremely impressed that if he prolongs TikTok for 4 years without still getting a deal. I'm actually gonna be impressed. But I don't think he's gonna let it go like that.
Nope, he won't.
He's not. Yeah, he won't without a fight. But yeah, what else in the news?
Italy's biggest union joins prosecution of farmer owner over death of Indian migrant worker.
Huh, interesting. Is there more in this story?
Italy's main trade union, Confederation, is backing the prosecution of a farm owner over the death of a migrant worker from India who bled to death after his arm was cut off.
Oh wow, his arm was cut off.
Yes, very
Yeah.
brutally.
Dang, what was he doing? What were they making him do?
Well, something brutal, apparently.
Yeah, sounds brutal. Sounds brutal to get your arm cut off, and he died out shortly after as well. Well, I
So
mean,
unfortunate.
it very much is unfortunate, and all I'm gonna hope is for the best. And well, I feel sorry for his family. I mean, he was just a migrant worker. But hey, justice will serve, justice will prevail, and justice will be served in any way, shape, or form. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. But yeah, anything else in the news?
Miso made in space tastes nuttier.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? A missile made in space tastes nuttier?
No, not missile. Miso. M-I-S-O.
Oh, miso.
Miso, yeah.
Made in space.
Apparently.
Tastes nuttier.
It does.
What?
What are these stories, man?
Bro, they're just making stuff up now at this point.
It's crazy.
I feel, bro, alright. That's how you know they're making stuff up.
Unless,
I don't believe that anyone has ever even been in space, let alone broke the firmament that is covering this. But you're in a rocket ship making miso and it tastes nuttier than usual. How does that even happen?
one of life's biggest mysteries.
I don't believe anybody's ever even been in space. Which begs the question, did anybody even really walk on the moon? That's also a question. And it's also part of quote unquote history.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it tastes nuttier. How does something taste nuttier?
Must be something in the... I don't know how to call it, but it's certainly not the atmosphere or the stratosphere. It's somewhere in the space sphere.
They're gonna have to back up this story with something, bro. Because like, well, what is
Yeah.
this? What is this story? Like, I think they're just running out of things to like put. I wonder if there are people who actually believe this story.
Many, many people, Eric. And even today, and even the next few years, there still are going to be people that will be convinced by stories like this.
If people are willing to believe this, even an atheist, stopping them from believing in a higher power. Because clearly, we're reading this and we can tell that this story is just BS. I'm gonna be honest. It's BS.
A load of baloney.
It's a lot of baloney. A lot of expired baloney. But it's gonna bamboozle someone.
Yep.
I'll be honest. If a kid fell for this, I can understand.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're an adult who's saying, "Oh my goodness, something tastes nuttier in space," and you're like, "Man, I wish I was in space to taste that goodness." You see, I stopped myself from saying nutty goodness because no, it's like just good. Pause.
No.
If you really were an adult and you said, "Oh man, I wish I could taste that goodness," then, bro, come on, use critical thinking skills, and also pay attention to like when Elon launched his rocket. Do you really think that people were in space making nutty treats? That still doesn't sound right. We're making like delicious treats in space. That's better. We're making things that tasted nuttier than usual. The answer is no. But hey, to all each his own. To all
Exactly.
each his own. But is there anything in the news?
Cheeseburgers and chicken so far failed to entice a rescue dog who spent weeks on the run in Alaska.
So you're saying a rescue dog refused to eat chicken and a burger and chicken nuggets? He said.
Uh-huh. In the days after wildfires devastated the Los Angeles area, a formerly stray dog named Jackie looked into a new life. She was rescued from an overburdened shelter in Los Angeles County, where she faced possible euthanasia and given a home far away in Juneau, Alaska.
Dang. Well, okay, that's actually first off, that's sweet that the dog has found a new home.
Yeah.
Second off, if the dog is rejecting a burger and like chicken nuggets, there has to be something else that's in it that the dog doesn't want to eat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has to be something in it. I don't know what.
And that is saying something.
Yeah. But animals know stuff that we don't.
Exactly.
Stuff that I'll be honest with the advancement of science, we could probably continue. We could probably find out. Read their brains, read their minds, but I don't think science is there yet. Even though it probably should have been there this year, or it should be there within the next 5 years. But science changes all the time, so it's hard to really fully trust science. You can trust science to a degree, but it's fully hard to trust science in terms of things that change. But hey, glad the dog is safe though. There's definitely something in that burger, and very unfortunate. Dog probably knows a lot of stuff that we don't know.
Possibly, yeah.
But hey, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
All right. So, what else is in the news?
The woman who reached an out-of-court settlement with Prince Andrew after accusing him of sexual assault is facing court over allegedly breaching a restraining order.
Oh wow, he breached the restraining order.
Uh-huh.
Though it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know why he breached the restraining order. Was he stalking the person?
Not sure. So let's find out. See, Virginia Giuffre has been accused of breaching a family violence restraining order and is due to face the court just days after claiming she didn't have long to live due to injuries sustained in a vehicle crash.
Oh wow. I mean, I will say whoever's in the wrong here, may they get justice, and whoever is in the right, or may they find whoever's in the right, whoever's in the wrong, may they get what they deserve. Sorry, and whoever's in the right, may they get justice. And yeah, and I hope no one got hurt. That's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all. That's really all I can say about that. I mean, there's not really much I can say. But is there
indeed.
anything? Yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Yes, just sentencing for rape of Danny Alves overturned on appeal.
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time.
Sentencing for rape of Danny Alves overturned on appeal.
Oh wow. Well, what is there more on the story?
Yes, Spanish state prosecutors said Wednesday that they plan to appeal the recent acquittal of soccer football player Dani Alves on rape charges, opening the doors to the case reaching the country's Supreme Court.
Okay, so they're trying to appeal, like, a rape allegation.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Uh, I don't know who's in the wrong, who or who's in the right. So I have to say once again, may the victim get their justice. Because like it's like this can go either way. The article in of itself is not really telling us much of anything. So yeah, it's like I'm not really gonna take a side, but like yeah, like may the person whoever's in the wrong, may they face the consequences, and may like the person who's in the right get their justice.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's been going on for far too long.
it really has. I mean, a lot of this goes on. Sometimes some of them are allegations and not to be trusted. Some of them are to be trusted. You never really know. I mean, I'll be honest. People have been accusing people of doing stuff like that for decades. Since
Yes.
since
Yep.
I would
BC.
yeah, since BC, before Christ. So yeah, yeah, stuff like that has most likely been going on for. I'm not gonna lie. I would argue and say half the problems that we're facing now have been going on for a very long time. The only difference is like there was no technology to kind of to pretty much record anything. It's just one person's word versus your word, and obviously just general proof. But it's weird.
So, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's also hard to imagine that stuff like that's been going on before our time. You would think that what we're dealing with is new. It's not.
It's been
It's
going on
really
for quite a while.
It has. Maybe not as frequently, but it has been going on for a while. But hey, is there anything else in the news?
Two senior Chinese Communist Party officials swapped jobs in unprecedented move.
Huh. How come they swap jobs?
Two members of Chinese Politburo, the Communist Party's elite decision-making body, have swapped jobs, state media reported on Wednesday, without giving a reason for a reshuffle that analysts call unprecedented at this level of the Chinese hierarchy.
Oh wow. So there's no reason why they swapped jobs. It just happened.
They just did it.
It's weird, but all
Yeah.
right. I mean, whatever keeps business booming or whatever keeps business going, do what you got to do.
Or whatever keeps the state going.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, do what you got to do to keep the state going, keep business going, keep whatever you're doing going. So that's all I got to say. Well, I hope this swap goes well. And yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Tesla
Oh, really? He's no longer going to be in Doge. Or
Well, Tesla shares rose Wednesday after Politico reported that Elon Musk could leave his post at the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, paving
huh?
the way for the CEO to return his focus on the struggling EV maker.
Hmm. Gotcha. Huh. Huh. Gotcha. Elon Musk. Ever since he put up that Nazi salute, he hasn't been the same. People have not thought that he was. He hasn't been the same. Like quote unquote, cool guy who bought Twitter since then, huh?
Yeah,
It's kind of sad, but you know, I was never really a fan of Elon Musk, anyways.
yeah.
I don't hate the guy. It's just I'm not a fan of him.
People don't vibe like that.
Yeah, I mean, people don't jump around like get on stage with the president like they're a little kid and vibe like that either. But he did something right. He is a billionaire, so
Yeah, and it got a lot of people thinking about how people view Tesla. Like, a few years ago, people were like, let's buy Tesla to help the environment, but now people are like, let's destroy Teslas because their CEO is a fascist and a racist and so on and so forth.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's probably why he wants to go back to Tesla and do the and work on like building that business back up.
Exactly. Like, it turns the tables. Like, one minute everyone respected Tesla because of its impact for the environment, but then suddenly people don't seem to like Tesla because their owner or the CEO has views that those people in question do not agree with. So it really gets people thinking about how do they see Tesla and how do they see Elon Musk going forward.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And how most people see Elon Musk, and yeah, Elon Musk is not really in the best light right now. So, and politics doesn't really seem to be his thing.
It really isn't.
I'd argue say politics aren't really a majority of people's thing. People just do it to just kind of you know
Just to get a rise out of people.
that too. Yeah, that and to just I don't know get people. Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, no, to just get a rise out of people. You're
It's so
absolutely right.
easy to get a rise out of people just for
It
politics alone.
it is. All you got to do is just call liberals libtards, and they'll get upset. All you got to do is call Republicans Donald Trump worshippers, and they'll probably get upset. They are, but that's another story. Pretty much, yeah. You can just say anything to all of them, and then they'll just get up, and then they'll just pretty much get upset about it, and yeah. I mean, what are we really gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Those sides are always gonna hate each other, even though they're both respected, heroes are on the same team. Trump and Obama are on the same team. They claim to hate each other in public. They don't hate each other, and if they do,
It's all an act.
it is to tear us all apart as people,
And it's working.
it as the citizens. They're having people hate Indians, Chinese, blacks, even whites. We used to be so united.
But not anymore.
Not anymore. We used to fight for our. Let me stop fake crying. But in all seriousness, though, yeah, it's like we used to, I wouldn't say we were all united, but we were probably more united than this back then. A little bit more united than this back.
Yeah.
But hey, people are going to divide on many things. It's just a matter of would you like to have that conversation. Most people don't because, well, you know, most people don't want to argue, and I get that. I do. But hey, is there anything else in the news?
New York to release some inmates early after firing more than 2,000 prison guards.
Why?
New
Why?
York plans to release some inmates early to address staffing shortages caused by a statewide prison strike. Eligibility will be based on factors like proximity to release dates and non-violent offenses.
New York, why are you doing this to us? To me! Why are you doing this to me, New York? I live here still. It's what?
It's something.
It's a doozy. It is a real doozy.
Oh yes.
New York. You're killing me, New York. Not literally, figuratively. But it's whatever. You know. Anything else in the news?
Ford may put stick shifts in its EVs. Only 18% of US drivers know how to use it.
80% of drivers only know how to use a stick shift.
Huh?
That's actually not bad.
I mean, it
It's
could
not
be
a bad.
worse, but yeah, it's just embarrassing
Yeah, I
for the
mean,
most part.
wait, they don't know how to use a stick shift, or they do?
They don't.
Oh, I thought you said they do.
18%. Oh wait, no, hold on. 80% of US drivers know how to use a stick shift.
Oh. Okay, so 80% of them do know how to use a stick shift.
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean, you just gotta get the 20% up, and we'll have 100%.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so that's not terrible. That's not bad. 80% is pretty good.
Yes.
I wouldn't know if I've never driven, so I don't really know if I know how to use a stick shift. But who knows? I may probably I do. But hey, that's good. Anything else?
Oh yeah. Ford has filed a patent for a simulated stick shift in its EVs to enhance driver engagement. This is even though fewer than 20% of American drivers know how to use a manual transmission.
I really don't know what to think about that. Do you have any thoughts on that?
How? How do people not know how to use manual transmission?
I don't know. I don't really. I don't know. I don't really have that much of an initial thought on that. I mean, it's it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What's up?
Anybody still here?
Yep, whistle here.
So, did you hear about the whole thing with Trump? Canada supposedly backed off on their tariffs. Supposedly. That's what they're saying anyway, but.
I would give it a week because the timing of that post, I'm not convinced by it. I'm just saying. I know from experience. On a particular day, anything they said on that day, do not believe it. At all.
Okay, okay. I hope to fucking God that Carney wins. Simply because I want you guys to expand I want America to expand its territory. And I can quite honestly think, right, I can see financial benefits for me if Alberta joins America.
Oh, yes.
Specifically in oil and gas.
Oil and gas. That's something.
Specifically with hopefully, I think Shell has. Let's see. Does Shell have oil fields in Alberta?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Oh,
Is the answer yes? I thought so. It just makes sense.
and basically, and Carney basically said, I have no intention of reopening the pipeline. So if that's not a death no to the freaking Canadians that want oil and gas being drilled. Oh, let's hope that Carney freaking gets elected, so that can push Alberta to leave the union, and maybe eventually we can start drilling in Alberta. Aye. So what else is there?
So let's see. South Park season 27 tackles ketamine, airplane crashes, etc.
Are they going to talk about the whole bot? Are they going to do another Disney special and watch Disney like bomb about the Snow White bullshit?
I think they would have to because
Oh, that'd be funny.
there's so
Are
much
they going to
potential to
meme
talk about
the
that.
living fucking hell out of Trump?
They would have to.
I hope they meme the
It's
fucking hell
too
out
good
of
of an
it. Like,
opportunity not
imagine
to
if
do
they
it.
do the videos with like Kamala Harris acting like a complete and utter nut job.
There's so much potential.
Who would they play as Kamala Harris? What if they made Chansey the person that's the Kamala Harris lookalike? Or what if they made the prostitute basically the candidate?
That
That
would
would be
be
funny.
interesting. Yeah,
Make classy the prostitute the Kamala Harris, the BTEC Kamala Harris of South Park.
That would be pretty accurate.
The darn thing. Imagine if they freaking. It's a shame they talked about Trump in it, but they never had Biden in it in South Park.
I wonder why.
Fauci's wife has been fired. Good.
from what?
The National Health.
National Health.
I'll tell you who's much more dangerous for the UK than Tate could ever be. Keir Starmer. To be fair, Robert Jenrick was wanting to go after after them. So what else is there?
Russian strike on Ukraine's leader, home city, kills 4. A Russian ballistic missile strike killed at least 4 people and wounded 9 others in Ukraine and in Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's home city of.
This Jew is conflicting his American citizenship and his Israel citizenship. We are a people that has been kicked out of every place we've ever lived for 2,000 years, every single place. Well, you're an American citizen now. No talking about the fact that you've been kicked out of foreign nations. I would like to abolish the concept of a political party altogether, so how are you supposed to fucking run the country?
I think that's us.